So what is your name?
My name is Perry Almond.
Perry Almond. And what years were you stationed here?
I was stationed here from 1964 till 1966.
Mm-hmm. And so those were also your years of service?
My years of service was from 1962 till 1966. And during that time, I only served 4 years, but at that time they also held you for 2 years after that period when they could recall you. So that was during that time.
And so what is your hometown?
My hometown is Beaufort, South Carolina, right on the coast, just north of Savannah, Georgia. East Coast.
What rank did you reach?
When I was here, my rank was Airman First Class, which now is Sergeant. It's 3 stripe. And I was stationed here, like I said, until 1966.
What made you want to join the Air Force?
What originally made me want to join the Air Force is that all of my friends were joining the Air Force, and when I lived in Beaufort, South Carolina, and they were going to either Savannah, Georgia, or Charleston, South Carolina. And I said, well, I'll join the Air Force and I will be getting close to home. So I went into basic, San Antonio, went to Keesler for tech school, and then after that, my first assignment, they sent me to remote assignment in Miyakoshima, off about 150 miles off the coast of Okinawa. And then after that, I was expecting to be sent back to either one of the bases in South Carolina or Georgia, and then I was sent here to Hamilton Air Force Base. And there again, I don't know why I wasn't sent back there, but this was fine. It worked out fine for me.
So how did you react when you found out you were going to be transferred to Hamilton Air Force Base?
At first, I was upset because I wasn't getting the assignment. Back then, they had what they called dream sheets, where you could put in 3 bases where you would like to go. And Hamilton Air Force Base was none of those that was on that dream sheet. So I was sort of upset. But after I got here and found out the base and everything and what I was doing, then it was okay.
So what was your job at this base?
I was part of the 28th NORAD Combat Region, which reported to the NORAD base in Colorado, in the Big Mountain. And what we did at that time, we were one of the first units that had started with computer equipment. And it was called, the acronym was SAGE. And that was Semi-Automatic Ground Environment. And at that time we actually had scopes that you could tell that were, if aircraft were a friend or foe. And I also was in charge of the manual data section, which some of the sites that fed to us at that time were not computerized. So what they would call in movements of aircraft. We would input them on cards and then feed them in the data machine, and then that would feed it in the computer, and that would show up on the screen here on base.
Do you have any interesting stories from your life at the base?
Well, this base, I have some stories that I really liked it out here. I was sent on a 3-month assignment to Alaska to help install a computer system up there also. And I came back here, my wife came out here in 1965. We got married here on the base in the chapel, which I understand is still here, and that was back in 1965. Our first child was born here in Novato at the hospital. It is not there any longer, but in 1966 our first child was born there. And we had really great time here. Actually, we were here by ourselves, and we got to visit a lot of places that we would not have gotten to see, like Bodega Bay and different areas like that, and Sausalito and San Francisco.
What was your favorite part about being on this base?
My favorite part of being on this base most likely had to do with the weather, how nice it was here, the people that were here. I don't know if people realize, but back during the time I was in 64 to 66, that when I lived in the barracks, we had to pull all of our own duties, and we also had KP here also. Now I believe they have their outside people, companies come in and do that sort of work and whatever. But even when we were off base, I still had to come on base and do the KP duty and stuff. I didn't like that, but they don't do that now, and this is not even a base anymore. So, but that's. I think I got a little off subject there. So.
Oh no, it's fine. All right. Well, I think that concludes our interview. Any other comments?
No, I don't have any other comments except for it's July 7th, 2012. This is the first time we're back, and I do believe we are going to go over and see the chapel. I have fond memories of having been here, and it's a beautiful area.
All right. Thank you for this interview, and thank you for your time.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Over the Navy, wings over the sea. We're top of the service, the Navy's cavalry. Fly over the ocean, flying wide and free. The soldiers, sailors, and marines are demons at finishing all the scenes or posing in the magazines. But with the Navy's eyes, the Admiral's fireflies were high sky riding aeronautical guys. Wings over the Navy, sailing the seven skies.